Hi, my name is Hallie Johnston, Carry the Load board member and a proud West Point graduate, class of 2011. I'm here today to tell you about the kickoff of the East Coast Relay, which happens at a location that is very near and dear to my heart, the West Point Cemetery. We have a small group that gathers here every year, and first we talk about those that we're honoring and tell each other their stories, and then we start walking. But of course, it being West Point, there's always a small but mighty group that takes on the challenge of walking the full 55 miles from the West Point Cemetery down to the 9/11 Memorial. That's overnight, you know, and I'm proud to say that I've done it once. It's very difficult, but walking alongside those, I was up for the challenge. Now let's get started. For those of you that saw the Seattle premiere, you know how this works. But for everyone else, I'll do a quick review. Each year at this time, we launch our East Coast route to our national relay to connect Americans to the sacrifices made by our military, veterans, first responders, and their families. And this year it's no different. We're asking you to join us in coming together and walking alone together. Since 2011, Carry the Load has encouraged all to come out and join a team or register as an individual. This year, you can do it at your home, in your neighborhood, on a mountaintop, but really you can carry it anywhere. This is exactly what we want you to do this year, except we won't have the buses or the relay team to walk alongside. Each day we'll be posting on our social media channel, so please follow along, our hero of the day, and we will share their story. And we ask you to honor that hero of the day. And if you have your own hero, we ask you to go to our website, again, carrytheload.org, and download one of our bibs so that you can make a video, take a picture, and post it on your social channels of who you're carrying, who you're honoring, and let us know their story and their sacrifice. We also ask that you tag Carry the Load, and you can even do a hashtag Carry the Load. You don't have to run a marathon. You can simply be in your neighborhood or just go outside with your kids and say the Pledge of Allegiance. So let's get started and kick off the East Coast Relay. Today's hero of the day is PP2 Isaac Thomas Cortez from the Bronx, New York. Isaac died in November of 2007 while forward deployed to Iraq. We already posted information on PP2 Cortez earlier today, so hopefully many of you have taken the time and done something in honor of his memory. I'd like to introduce Sheryl Andrus, who walks with Carry the Load through West Point every year.
Thanks, Hallie. It's always an honor and a privilege to join Carry the Load as we kick off the East Coast Relay at West Point, New York, something that I've been able to do for the last several years. My husband, who served for 26 years in the United States Army, is laid to rest here, as he was a 1986 grad of the United States Military Academy. I'm also proud to say that our daughter was a 2017 graduate and is currently serving as a first lieutenant in Army Aviation. She flies the MC-12 for military intelligence. Now, as we all venture out across the nation on our virtual relays, I wanted to share something with you that my husband often shared with his teams as they prepared for major events. In 2012, he wrote in a letter to the planning group for the George W. Bush Warrior Open, as he was at the time the director of the Military Service Initiative. He wrote to them, "Before any major events in my life, I have tried over time to make a habit of offering it up for someone close in my mind or in my heart. Major Tom Kennedy, U.S. Army, and his family are my personal selections for this event and have kept me focused on what really matters. Tom was a remarkable soldier, husband, and father, and was killed in Afghanistan recently by a suicide bomber. I was proud and honored to call him friend. Major Tom Kennedy is also laid to rest at West Point." Now, as we all venture out on our virtual relays across the country, please reflect on who it is that you're giving it up for, and who are you carrying for Carry the Load. Thank you.
Thank you, Sheryl. Now I would like to introduce one of our national relay sponsors, Jason Porter. He's also a West Point graduate and a member of the Long Gray Line. Let's welcome Jason Porter from AT&T's FirstNet.
Thanks, Hallie. What an awesome event and awesome opportunity to launch this right at West Point. As two fellow alumni of West Point, it's just great to do this with you. It's awesome. At AT&T FirstNet, we are honored to serve public safety every day. We're the only nationwide network built for and with public safety, and providing that critical life-saving communication to them when and where they need it is our highest priority and honor. AT&T's been a proud sponsor of Carry the Load since 2013. And, I love Carry the Load's mission, honoring those who have sacrificed, military families and first responders. I mean, such an awesome mission. And it's a mission I can get behind because I lost a friend too. That friend I lost was Phil Esposito. We used to call him Espo. And he and I at West Point were in the same company, H2. We actually got the opportunity to both lead that company as company commanders. And sadly, Phil lost his life in Iraq in 2004 serving our country. And so I'm Jason Porter, and I'm proudly carrying Phil Esposito. Who are you carrying?
Thank you, Jason. We're also very appreciative of our sponsors who help us provide these services and raise these funds. As you just heard, AT&T is one of those companies. Please join me in watching a short video at just how AT&T supports our mission.
After losing my cousin Jean in Fallujah, Carry the Load became such an important part of my Memorial Day experience. So when the rally ends here in Dallas, my son, who's now 12, is there every year to really stop and remember what that really means. His dad is a Marine, I'm a Marine, so he is raised in an environment where he understands that people are serving for a bigger purpose. Carry the Load is such a unique organization in bringing back the true meaning of Memorial Day. I think many of us have been separated from that concept and that thought. Having a relationship with Carry the Load, having like-minded people, lots of veterans, military spouses, just patriots that support this community gives AT&T an opportunity to talk about all of the things that we are doing to support not just active duty service members, but veterans and discounts and jobs, mentoring, things like that. And so I think that the relationship and that partnership is essential to the success of both organizations.
The next gentleman that I have the privilege of introducing is also the same one that extended the invitation to me to walk the full 55 miles from the West Point Cemetery down to the New York 9/11 Memorial. Let's welcome Josh Davis, who's also a fellow West Point graduate.
Thanks, Hallie. I am an Army combat veteran and proud graduate of West Point's class of 2004. Hallie mentioned earlier about a group of us, a small band of brothers who walk every year on the East Coast Relay from West Point to New York City, covering about 55 miles. You might be asking yourself why. We do it to honor our fallen heroes, our brothers and sisters who chose to serve something bigger than themselves. It's to let the families of the fallen know their loved ones' sacrifice will never be forgotten or taken for granted. And it's to let all those who continue to serve today know that we're thankful that they've answered the call. This year, I'm continuing this legacy by walking those 55 miles in my neighborhood. I'll be posting a video on Twitter every morning starting April 27th and symbolically walking each of the first 13 legs of the East Coast Relay. I challenge others to get out and do the same. Answer the call, honor our fallen, and join the mission to restore the true meaning of Memorial Day. As a matter of fact, Glenn Dare, John Adelman, Jason, Alex, and Ryan, you guys better be doing the same. I'm Josh Davis. I'm carrying all the members of West Point's class of 2004 who paid the ultimate sacrifice defending our freedom. Who are you carrying?
All right, everyone. We can't thank you enough for joining in on our premieres. Stay tuned as more come up. We also can't thank you enough for joining in on social media throughout this 33-day Memorial May campaign and encouraging others to donate, participate, and share their videos and photos of Carry the Load and those who they're honoring. I want to give a special thanks to our sponsors and also our nonprofit partners. For a full list, you can go to carrytheload.org, and under our Continuum of Care program, you can see a full list of our national sponsors, our funds, and how far those funds have gone to support, again, our military, veterans, first responders, and their families. Continue along as we'll continue to post every single day during the Memorial May campaign. Tune in again tomorrow at 5 p.m. Central as we continue our virtual walk through New York City. Thanks again for joining, and now I'm going to go get my pack and honor First Lieutenant R.J. Hess, who was my stick buddy at flight school and lost his life in Afghanistan. April 23rd, 2013. Carry the load.